Hi guys, I want to do some cutting today for a new leader and ender project, something very simple. I have a ton of scraps. A lot of these just need to be thrown out. This is just on my cutting table right now, but I have some larger ones, as you can see, and then here I have chunks and strips, and I have a couple drawers full of strings and bits that I'll be going through. Not all of them today, but mostly today. I just want to clear off my cutting table a little bit from where I've been working on assembling kits for quilt classes and another quilt, the 3D bow tie that I've been working on. But this is a something that I saw on So Very Easy on YouTube. Laura has a, looks like an antique scrap quilt hanging in the background behind her table, and it's simply just 2 by, actually here's one, 2 by 3.5 inch strips, and I'll link her video below too, but that's what I think I'm going to cut up a lot of my smaller ones into that. Like my bigger chunks like this, I'll just leave, put those in my scrap basket. But my smaller, my smaller pieces, like, that's like 3 inches wide, and so I'll probably cut those up just to clear out some of the strings and bits. But anyway, I'm going to do, instead of a let's talk while I sew, let's talk while I cut. I'm going to go press some scraps, and then I'll start cutting, and I'll get you all caught up on life and family in general, and we'll get this done. Okay guys, I decided actually not to press those because they've been pressed, a lot of them that's right here on my table have been pressed the past couple days. And so anyway, I got these 2 tubs. I'll probably put my scraps, my throwaway, things that I can't use in this one, and my little rectangles in this. So I'll kind of set those off to the side a little bit and get these done. If you all will just bear with me, I still am battling these allergies. They're killing me. And I do this every year. Right now, pretty much all I do is just cough and end up with a sinus infection, this, that, and the other. I take I have allergy medication. I don't always take it because it drives me out so bad and I can't stand it and I can't sleep. And also you will notice that I need a new rotary blade in the worst way. I was in town yesterday, and I'll be honest, I haven't wrote on a little list right here, and I didn't even think about it while I was in town, and I don't go to town every day, so next time I'm in there I will try to pick up one, or have Richard to, or not Richard, Andrew. Richard works in the other direction. So anyway, this morning was Hunter's first day back to school in, well, today is Friday, and he went to school on Monday. Yeah, Monday, and then we got some snow, and on Monday actually. So he didn't have school Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And now in our area, we have a lot of back roads and just craziness that if it snows, honestly, we don't go. I mean, Richard can get out with a 4-wheel drive, but the buses don't run or anything like that. So we just they cancel school a lot. Sometimes they do. Those Google Classroom days. So that counts off of, they don't have to make those up. So that works pretty well. But anyway, I'm really having to press down and cut twice on some of these. could kick myself for not stopping and getting the new blade. So anyway, Hunter had school today, and I got up this morning at 4:15, and I got Richard up for work. Then, just cut this off here. Get that. Oops. And I should really count that, I'm sure. But anyway, I got up at 4:15 this morning and started Richard's breakfast. You know, I could use some of my ugly 2-inch strips too that I already have pre-cut, but I'll go clear up my scraps first. But anyway, I got Richard up at about 4:30. Before I get him up, I usually start his coffee and breakfast, and yeah, Richard can do all that, but you know, I kind of, if someone's up, I cannot sleep. And I feel that, you know, I stay at home and he works and takes care of us, and the least I could do is to get up and fix his coffee and his breakfast. Also press his scrubs if they're not already pressed, you know. But I got his coffee on this morning, and I fixed him 3 pieces of sausage, 3 eggs, and 2 pieces of toast. That's what he had for breakfast. And he got up, showered, oh well, worked out, I'll say that first. Worked out, showered, and ate his breakfast, drank some coffee, and was out the door by 5:45. And then I get Hunter up at 6:15, and for school he hops in the shower. Andrew, he's up by 6:30, and Hunter leaves at 7:20, and Andrew leaves at about 8:30 this morning. His shifts kind of vary, but most of the time he leaves around that time. And Leo, sorry, the dog over there is driving me crazy. But anyway, Andrew left, like I said, at 8:30, and I just kind of grabbed a quilt and curled up on the couch in front of the fire, and yeah, it was over. I fell asleep, and I slept for a while, several hours actually, or a few hours. Mom called, woke me up, which I needed to get up. Talked to her for a minute. I fell back asleep, and to be honest, I've been having a little bit of problem with my blood sugar. I do take medication for it, and I do watch a lot of what I eat, but it just occasionally, you know, it goes out of whack. The other morning I got it, actually today I haven't even checked it. Right now I'm feeling okay, but the other morning I got up, it was like 400 and something, and I hadn't even eat. So Richard, you know, with him being a nurse, it's hard to slip things by him, but anyway, he kind of insisted that, yeah, I make a doctor's appointment, go have got some more blood work and all this stuff, you know. So I'll be doing that. Well, I don't know when. I hate going to the doctor. Stresses me out, gets me torn all to pieces. I hate it. But I have to do that. I don't want to schedule it right now because we are expecting some more snow today. And the more I talk, the more I cough. We're expecting more snow today. So today, like I said, today's Friday, and to be honest, I don't think that Hunter will have school for from the forecast I looked at this morning. I doubt he'll have school for a while, probably several days next week. But like I said, some of it they can make up and some of it they can't. But anyway, I hate that they miss school, but I so enjoyed when, you know, my boys are home. My happy time is when we're all home together. That is my happy place. I absolutely love it. Now I'll put these back in the string bin. They're not quite 2 inches, but I'll put those in the string bin and I'll use those for something else. But yes, that is my happy time when we're all together. And I guess you just heard the dogs bark. So anyway, yesterday my sister and brother-in-law took their little girl Addison. You will hear me talk about Addison a lot. She's so precious. She's my little niece. She just turned 10 months old a couple days ago, and they had to travel to Dayton, Ohio, and my brother-in-law was going to pick up a motor for his Trans Am. He drag races, and so they went to pick up that motor, and on the way they took my niece to Newport Aquarium, and they said that she had a blast. They didn't get back till really late last night, but yeah, they said that she had an absolute blast. So that was her first, well, actually that was a good little trip. They were gone all day. They left at 7 yesterday morning, and they got back, gosh, I don't know, it was probably after 10 o'clock last night. But of course, you know, he got the motor. They took her to the aquarium and stopped and ate. Actually, I think they ate 3 times yesterday out. Addison loves to eat, love her heart. And then my sister, of course, stopped at some Goodwills. My sister is addicted to Goodwill. And every time that me and her go to into town together, lots of times she stops at Goodwill when she's by herself, but occasionally I will. But there's a little thrift store in town called, well, it's a, we call it Maze because of the lady that works there. She's worked there for years. And so we call it Maze, but it's known as like the Christian Center, the Catholic place, you know. Anyway, it's just a thrift store in there, and we stopped there, and it's like crazy cheap. And I've known May for, gosh, years. And so she, you know, we get really good deals. Well, everybody does that's there, and not just us. But it's like, for example, those plastic grocery bags of men's shirts, button-ups, you know, men's button-ups that we all like to cut apart and make quilts with. You can get a bag of those, or any clothing, I'll say. Those plastic grocery bags, all you can stuff in it for $3. So, you know, you can't pass that up. Next time I go in, I'm going to pick up some of those shirts to put back. But anyway, yeah, we love going in there. It's something fun for us to do too, together, you know. So anyway, back to the weather. When it snows like that, I don't get out. I have a couple quilt classes scheduled this coming week. One on the 17th and one on the 22nd. And I'll be honest with you, the forecast that I saw, I don't think those are going to happen. I hate that so bad, but, you know, I can't help it. When the weather gets that bad, you know, people, Lord, I can't get off this hill, and I by no means want someone to try to get to a quilt class that could simply be rescheduled, you know, and have an accident or whatever. So we'll kind of see how the weather plays out. But I have several projects that in the works or plans, however you want to say it. Some I'm working on, and some I'm going to start just as soon as I get the ones I'm currently working on finished. This right here, this Leader and Injured project, is just something that I'm going to do to set beside my machine while I'm working on the others. I'm also meeting with the lady hopefully next week if the weather permits. I'm going to be meeting with the lady at the county extension office again, and we are trying to work out something about some quilt classes or something to that extent. And right now the classes that I'm doing are through the Community of Sharing program, Kentucky Community of Sharing program. It's a wonderful program, and they have been really good to me in letting me share my love of quilting. What they do is it's not only quilting. I think they had, like last week, I think they had a line dancing class. You know, they may have like a, gosh, I can't even think right now, maybe even like a coupon class or something, you know. They, or wreath making or something like that. Occasionally they'll have something of that sort. And what they do is, it's, I don't know, some kind of non-profit thing, and I'm not exactly sure how all that works, but anyway, they you know, have funding for them, and they put on these classes to the public, free of charge to the public. And it's just like my quilt classes, for example. When they advertise those, they advertise free quilt classes. So whoever wants to come, they sign up, and you know, of course, classes limited, and you know, that's kind of a good thing, because if you're going to teach quilting, you can't teach or no, let me rephrase that. I can't teach quilting, for example, English paper piecing, the grandmother's flower garden. That's one of my favorites to teach. Okay, I have a 2-hour period, and it is very hard to teach. You know, if I was going to teach 50 people and you know, show them how to do it, and then go, usually what I do is, you know, everybody kind of gathers around my table and I show them how to do it. They have their kits, and then I go around to each person individually, work one-on-one, and I can't do that if I have 50 people. And of course, you know, they probably can't do that because of funding. But I get paid. I supply a kit to each person that signed up, and then I get paid so much per person, you know, that takes the class. And so anyway, that's how that works. I know a lot of people's like, how can you put on these classes for free? And you know, what they don't understand is, you know, the Community of Sharing program is doing a great thing providing these free to, you know, the community, but I do get paid for it, so, you know, kind of helps everybody out. The extra money's nice, and you know, you get people that get to learn how to quilt. And a lot of these people, here's my thing, and let me, this may take, I know this video's already 20 minutes long or so, but here's the thing that I'm trying to figure out right now. In our community, we have a quilt guild. And now I used to go to the Quilt Guild, and the Quilt Guild meetings and all that is set up through the county extension office. And years back, I used to go religiously. They have a meeting once a month. I would go, and that was the time, well, during that time, which was December of 2009, Richard lost his job, and so, you know, I cut back on everything, which that's a whole other story. But anyway, I kind of stopped going then because, you know, that was just something that I didn't have to do. And they have their meetings the third Monday of every month at 10 o'clock, okay, during the day. Now, these people that go are lovely people. I know pretty much every one of them because we live in a small area, okay? But you know, they're housewives or retired. A lot of them are actually retired teachers that are there. A group of wonderful ladies. But anyway, it's through the day on a Monday. There's so many people that can't go, you know, because they work through the week or what have you, or days, or, you know, and they can't go. And that's what I'm running into a lot on these classes is these people want to go, or, well, they want to learn how to quilt. Let me say that. They want to learn how to quilt. And they couldn't go to Quilt Guild anyway because it's on a Monday during the week. And then, so these people are like, you know, can you start something, a little quilt group, this, that, and the other? And I'm thinking, well, you know, I'd have to have a place to have it. You know, I can't just rent, you know, one of these rooms like in town where they have birthday parties and this, that, and the other. I can't really rent a place for that myself. And another thing I'm running into is a lot of people want to learn how to quilt, but they don't have a clue where to start. And the people in the Quilt Guild, don't get me wrong, you know, they would welcome them, you know, to their meetings or into the guild. But a lot of these people that I'm dealing with in these classes don't have a clue where to start. I've had several that have never so much as threaded a needle, but they want to learn how to quilt. Well, they feel really intimidated by going to a quilt guild when you've got these people that can quilt for, you know, they've been quilting for 20, 30 years. So that's what I'm trying to figure out is, you know, there's so many people right now in this area that want to learn how to quilt, but don't have a clue where to start. And even if they knew how, they can't go to these Quilt Guild meetings because of work and stuff like that, you know, because they work during the day. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, how I can work around this or figure something out or whatever, and maybe get something started in the future. Like I said, I by no means want to take anything away from the Quilt Guild ladies because they are a wonderful group of ladies, and I just, you know, I'd like to help these others out too. Like I said, there's several that have never so much as threaded a needle, and they say, well, you know, I used to watch my mom or my grandmother quilt, and I want to learn. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I don't even know where to start. And also, another thing is, they will say, oh, well, I have a sewing machine, but I don't know how to use it. And I thought about maybe having a class of get to know your sewing machine. You know, the very basic of, you know, learn how to use it. I have 28 sewing machines myself, and I'm by no means a master of sewing machines. But, you know, I thought I could kind of do like a, you know, if you have your manual, bring your manual. You know, there's a lot of things I think I could figure out on my own as far as these machines, and just kind of post on the class information. You know, it must be a working sewing machine. I don't want somebody to bring something that's out of time or something like that, you know. That we could maybe do a, you know, something kind of, learn how to thread your machine up and wind a bobbin, get that accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance for quilting, stuff like that, and maybe do like a 2-hour class and limit it to maybe, you know, 8 or 10 people. You know, I think that would help a lot. And like I said, I've also had some that, like on this grandmother flower garden and the yo-yo quilt classes that I've been doing lately, those are, you know, done by hand. And not only have these people said, you know, that they've never so much as threaded a needle, but they don't even, you know, they don't know how to tie a knot, which is not that big a deal, and I'm not talking bad about them. I'm just saying that I guess I hadn't really stopped and realized that there are people that want to learn this, but they just don't know where to start. And, you know, I see these people in these classes, and they're working really hard to try to learn these things, and they're picking up, you know, the class, and sometimes somebody will send me a picture on Facebook, or I'll see them out, or they'll come to another class and they bring their stuff, you know, and they're so excited. You can tell by the look on their face that they are so excited and proud of what they're doing. And you know, I'd like to help, you know, these ladies that want to learn to quilt. I'd like to help them, you know, get started, you know, learn a little bit. I am doing some private classes, and I advertise that, and I have some of those set up, and a few of those will be after the weather breaks some, you know. So that'll help some. It's like I have one lady that she's took several of my classes, and a sweet lady, and she wants to quilt so bad, but again, you know, she don't know where to start. So what we're going to do is, she told me, she said, I need the very basic of using the sewing machine and cutting fabric, anything. She said that she didn't have a clue where to start. So we're going to start with the very beginning of, you know, how to cut your fabric. She's picked out a simple quilt pattern. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a very simple quilt pattern. She wants to make a quilt for her 2-year-old son, and which I think is very precious. So that's what we're going to start with, and I think that once I get her started with everything, there's no doubt in my mind that she won't have a bit of problem taking off and doing it herself. Like I said, she's done very well in each of the classes that she's taken with me. So I'll have to let y'all know how that goes. So I guess I better stop this. This is going right into 30 minutes right now, so we'll cut this off, and I'm going to cut some more. Maybe the next video I'll do some sewing, and I actually hope I got all these cut right. It's not I don't know how good I am at doing talking and cutting at the same time. But anyway, we'll catch you later.